Hello there, and here we go. As promised in my review of Marauders number 1, we'll now talk a little bit of spoilers here about this great issue. So, right off the bat, we see a very interesting problem. Kitty Pryde cannot enter Krakoan gates. This isn't explained why, of course. I suspect it has something to do with her phasing powers, or Krakoa could be a big Colossus fan and still be pissed off at Kitty Pryde, just like I am. However, my personal vitriol aside, I do actually think it has more to do with Kitty's ability to phase through walls and possibly access parts of Krakoa that they don't want her accessing. We do get to see why her face is all messed up. We've seen the cover of Marauders 1. We've been seeing it for a while. She's got this band-aid over her nose, this black eye, and it's like, what's going on here? Well, that's because she smacks into the portal. You know, as she's trying to go through it, as I just stated, she's not allowed in, smack. So that's how that happens. But that does set up an interesting opportunity for Emma Frost to recruit Kitty Pryde, or as she likes to be called, Kate. She recruits Kate to be the captain of the ship that is in charge of helping set the world economies right by controlling the price of the Krakoan drug, as well as, and more importantly, smuggle mutants out of countries that do not recognize Krakoa's sovereignty and will not let mutants pass through the Krakoan gates. So that's definitely a noble cause, and although they're the Marauders, which to me has evil, I think of the Marauders, the ones that slaughtered the Morlocks back in the day. So I'm not getting, I'm not getting feelings of heroism, but we do see that they are in fact heroes and just trying to help those that, can't get to Krakoa. So very, very interesting indeed. Now, I did mention some complaints that I had in my spoiler review, and I'm going to talk about those right now. See, and I'm sure you've all seen the promotional images where Iceman in this issue goes through one of the gates. He meets this, Russian army. One of them has on this, as he refers to it, great Iceman issue, by the way. Iceman really shines in this issue. The way he quips his personality, it's awesome. But nonetheless, he calls it a ripoff of Iron Man's suit. But nonetheless, this suit is able to take his powers away. And again, I'm sure you've all seen the promo images where Iceman, nearly naked, runs back into the Krakoan gate. And so that's where the rest of the Marauders come in, particularly Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde, Storm, Iceman, Pyro, they all go into this gate to confront this Russian force that is posted by the Krakoan gate that is preventing mutants in the country of Russia from going to their new home, Krakoa. So that is an awesome battle. We really get to see some really cool fight scenes that has Kitty just going ham, using her powers to perfect effect. Really, really cool stuff here. But it brings me to one of my complaints, and that's they're in Russia. Maybe you're tired of hearing about me talking about Colossus, and I'm sorry if you are, but they're in Russia. Why is Colossus not brought into this? I mean, I understand that he's not on the Marauders, that he's, I guess, X-Force, but I don't know. He should have been in here. It would have been nice to see Colossus and Kate work together, letting bygones be bygones and focusing on, working for the world of the mutants. But nonetheless, we don't get that. Okay. My other problem is here we are, Kitty Pryde, a very, very, very popular X-Men character who's been a staple in these series for quite some time now. I know she had some misadventures with Star-Lord and was a Guardian of the Galaxy at one point, but nonetheless, she is a staple of the X-Men team, and she's not able to enter Krakoa. She never talks to Charles Xavier at all. You would think that Charles Xavier would at least come talk to her, maybe Magneto. Nothing. Nothing at all. I would just expect Charles Xavier, as well as a lot of other mutants, to greet Kitty Pryde. Because she does go to Krakoa. She can't go through a gate, but she does have to sail to Krakoa. She does so successfully. And yeah, other than Storm and Iceman, no one else is really there to greet her. So I don't understand those story choices, and that's why this issue did ultimately lose some points that, of course, I did score this in my review. So make sure you go and check that out if you haven't already. All in all, though, I definitely am interested. I will continue to follow this series for now. I think it is set up very well, and so I'm going to keep reading it until a point where I no longer find it interesting. But Marauders #1 definitely interesting. It does have some miscues. But there is a lot of mystery and intrigue here, as well as I am interested to see, what these adventures into these hostile countries looks like. So, definitely, I think we're going to see some good stuff with this series. And again, it was one that I really wasn't excited for, but I have been turned a little bit here. I'm still a little bit pissed off at Kitty Pryde, but hey, I'm not going to let that, hinder me from enjoying this story of Kitty Pryde and her crew of marauders on the high seas to bring back mutants to their new home of Krakoa. All right, guys, well, until next time, peace and love. We will see you again soon.